Do you remember when streaming services first came out and you thought, why would I need that when I have cable? Yeah, this is kind of like that moment. Welcome to Calm It Down Deeper. It's everything you love about this podcast, right? But supersized. With every episode being ad-free, you're not going to be hearing ads like you are right now. You're getting them early on Sunday instead of Tuesday. And you get exclusive content such as meditations, the evening calms, the calm the Sunday scaries. The list goes on and on and on. And all of the behind the scenes content that will make you feel like you are part of an inner circle, which is exactly what it is, a deeper community of calm. So jump on board at calmitdownpodcast.com because sometimes more is actually, well, more. Look for Calm It Down Deeper. Join us today. Thanks. And now, on with the episode. What's something you've said this week that wasn't entirely true? Not a lie, exactly, just edited. Maybe it was a casual, I'm good, when someone asked how you were on a day when good felt about as accurate as saying a tornado is a breeze, right? Or, hey, no worries at all. When you were, in fact, stewing like a human teapot, lid rattling from pressure. These are what I call microscripts, tiny phrases we say on autopilot, often polite, often protective, but almost always rehearsed. Microscripts are the subtle way to rewrite reality, not with the intent to deceive, but to diffuse, right? To smooth out the messy bits, to tuck in the parts of ourselves that feel too loud, too complicated, too human. And yet for something so small, they carry a surprising weight. I'm Chad Lawson, and let's calm it down in 3, 2, 1. So let's start here. Microscripts are not bad. A lot of times it's how we survive a world that doesn't always have space for complexity. They're the emotional equivalent of wearing real pants to a Zoom call. You don't always feel like it, but it helps things go smoother, right? I'm fine. It's not a big deal. I'm just tired. Other people have it worse, right? Microscripts, every one of them. And here's the trickiest part. A lot of times they start with a grain of truth. I mean, you might actually be tired, but maybe you're also lonely. Maybe you're quietly grieving something that no one else can see. And the tired, that's just what got the whole microphone first. Because microscripts, they're how we stay likable. But at what cost? Because here's what I'm thinking. When we say something enough times, especially about ourselves, we start to believe it. I mean, there's science to the subconsciousness, right? I mean, you tell yourself it's not that big of a deal. And over time, it becomes smaller in your own eyes. Even when it very much was a big deal. You say, I shouldn't feel this way. And little by little, your feelings, they learn to hide. Like kids who have been shushed one too many times. These microscripts, they might help you avoid some awkwardness, let's be honest, but they also keep you at arm's length from your own truth. And truth, despite its sharp edges, makes a surprisingly good pillow when you finally lay your head on it. Let me show you. Let's pause for a moment. Think back to the last time that you used a microscript, something prepackaged, something easy to say. Now gently ask yourself, what would the unscripted version of that sentence have sounded like? I'm actually having a rough day. I wanted to say yes, but really I can't. Or, this matters more than I let on. Do you see the difference? It's not about making a grand confession. It's not. You don't have to throw emotional glitter in every conversation. Let's just be honest. But honesty, when it's quiet, it's grounded and kind. And it has a way of making room for yourself and for others. Microscripts are an emotional bubble wrap, and we use them to cushion the truth. But if you've ever tried to hug someone wrapped in bubble wrap, it doesn't quite land the same, right? It doesn't feel the same. So why do we use them so often? Well, for one, many of us were taught, explicitly or not, that emotional regulation was better than emotional expression. That neatness was safer. It's just that saying, I'm fine, kept the peace, even if it cost us our own. And so we grew up fluent in this second language, this emotional shorthand, and it became our dialect. We learned how to say less in order to feel safe. But here's the good news. Dialects, they can evolve. And the very first step, just noticing. So this week, I want you to try this. Pick one microscript that you catch yourself using quite a bit. Maybe it's I don't care, but what do you do? Maybe it's, it's whatever, whatever. Maybe it's just, I'm tired. When you're quietly breaking inside, when you hear yourself say it, pause, even silently, and then ask, I actually mean, you don't have to say this thing out loud to have bonus points if you do. But I just want you to acknowledge the real feeling behind the phrase that you're saying. It can actually be a radical act of self-honesty. And if you choose to speak the truth, I want you to try a soft version first. Something like, this is a little vulnerable. Or, hey, can I be honest for a second? Or my personal favorite, I know I sound dramatic, but I promise this is the light version. You're not trying to perform your feelings. You're just inviting someone in past the doorway of quote unquote fine. Let's be real. There will be times when honesty feels too risky, right? When you're too tired to explain and when the situation just doesn't call for emotional excavation. That's okay. This isn't about radical transparency. It's about gentle alignment. So here's a practice that I call the micro edit. So instead of saying it's fine, maybe, I'm figuring it out, right? Or instead of no big deal, it mattered a little. And instead of, it's whatever, I'd rather you say, I'm still thinking through this, right? These little shifts, because with each edit, you move closer to yourself. And over time, these edits, they accumulate. They shape the way that you see yourself and how others learn to see you also. The goal is not perfection, it's presence. And presence, my friend, is often just honesty, whispered. So I want to leave you with this. You don't have to throw out every microscript, right? No worries if it helps you in a pinch. But don't forget, you also have access to a deeper well within you, right? And this vocabulary vulnerability, right, of truth-telling without oversharing. You deserve to live in a world where what you say and how you feel aren't constantly at odds, where your words fit you, like your favorite hoodie or t-shirt, like soft worn in. So this week, I want you to pay attention to your phrases. Notice where they came from, and then ask what's underneath. And maybe, just maybe, try saying the thing you actually mean. Not because you owe anyone an explanation, but because you are worthy of being known, seen, and heard, even by yourself. It's true. Try it. I think you're going to like it. So thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for living. And until next time, be kind to your mind. And join me again as we calm it down. Well, you have made it to the end, either because you loved it or because you fell asleep and your phone just kept playing. Either way, before you go, a quick note. Calm It Down Deeper is live. More episodes, no ads, early access, exclusive meditations, live Q&As. So many things to come. Behind the scene extras. Basically, everything you already love about this podcast, but more of it. Think of it like ordering fries and getting an entire extra order for free. No one needs extra fries, but are you really going to turn them down? Psh, no. Join at calmitdownpodcast.com. Look for Calm It Down Deeper. Or don't, but extra fries. To find more episodes of Calm It Down, see where I may be appearing in your area, or just simply want to know where to send me some chocolate chip cookies, visit calmitdownpodcast.com. This podcast was written and produced by yours truly, Chad Lawson, composer, pianist, and nationally recognized sweet tooth. The views, expressions, and techniques in this episode are of my personal opinion and not intended, nor should they, serve as a substitute for medical advice or diagnosis rendered to you by your individual doctor or other healthcare provider. Only a licensed physician should evaluate your situation, provide a diagnosis, or render other medical advice to you. And you should only act upon the advice of this physician. Now, I'm an extreme empath by nature, but my profession is that of a composer and pianist, not a licensed therapist or physician. I hear from thousands of listeners how my music has helped them through various stages of emotional needs, and I simply want to offer this in future podcast episodes to aid those needs. So to find a list of licensed professionals in your area, please visit calmitdownpodcast.com. And if you've enjoyed today's episode, please leave a review, or better yet, share it with a friend. While it takes less than 60 seconds to do, its impact will last for years to come, as every little bit helps in growing the awareness and the importance of mental and emotional health. Thank you for listening. Thank you for living. And until next time, be kind to your mind and join me again as we calm it down.